Hey everyone, welcome to Daily Revelations. So we are going to talk about beautification, something that the Bible doesn't really talk a whole lot about. And it even tells us to not pursue beauty because it's fleeting, to throw on lots of jewelry and all of that. But the essence of those scriptures aren't about, don't do that, look frumpy, cover yourself up so that nobody sees you at all. Because God created you as a woman. And he wants you to be beautiful, but being beautiful is not what the world says is beautiful. And if you do add jewelry or makeup, it should be because what's inside is what you are accentuating for other people to see. And so that's really what I want to focus on today. As I was reading through Esther, the couple scriptures just popped out at me in this area, and they have these 12 months of beautification processes, basically putting on oils and preparing their bodies. They lived in a desert. They were pretty dried and thick-skinned. So this was to soften their skin and to make them look more like somebody that had been living in the royal courts versus somebody who had been, a peasant, because that's where a lot of these girls came from. So that was the process, same on their hair. It's living in conditions that cause your hair to dry out. Of course, if it's nice and silky, that's wonderful. But what made Esther stand out was not that she got better treatment in these things. What made Esther stand out was her character and her humility. And I want to point out these scriptures. In verse 9, it says she found favor with Haggai, who was the head of all of these virgins that were brought together to find the new queen. Also, in verses 10 and 19, she submitted herself to her elders, to Mordecai, her cousin, who was basically her father, raising her, and she obeyed him. And those were signs of humility from inside. Also, that she found favor with anyone who saw her, it said in verse 15. And those are the things that are true beauty. I keep on my vanity in my bathroom this little quote by F. Scott Fitzgerald, and it reminds me of what true beauty is. It says, she was beautiful, but not like those girls in the magazine. She was beautiful for the way she thought. She was beautiful for the sparkle in her eyes when she talked about something she loved. She was beautiful for her ability to make other people smile, even if she was sad. No, she wasn't beautiful for something as temporary as her looks. She was beautiful deep down in her soul. And that always speaks to me because when I was younger, I struggled with my nose, and I always thought, if I go to a plastic surgeon, that would be the thing I'd do. Today I'm going to a plastic surgeon, not because of my nose, but because I'm getting a double mastectomy, and I have to go. I could not do that, but that's something that I have chosen to do. But I have to laugh about that. When we look at ourselves, who do we see? Do we see what's on the outside? Because that is fleeting. Do we see what's on the inside? What is truly beautiful? And what God says, this is how I made you. This is what's beautiful. Don't try to cover it up and say, well, God wants us to, to not show off. Well, yeah, don't show off with cleavage and all those other things. Dress modestly, but it doesn't mean that we hide ourselves so that nobody can see, just like this quote says, the beauty that's even within us, because they don't see us. We just blend into the background. You have something beautiful in you, and I want you to know that. And so don't hide it. Bring it out. However it looks. It won't look like me, because you're not me, and it won't look like anybody else. It's going to be unique. As I was interviewing a friend a couple weeks ago on my show, she said, you have your own brand. Figure out what that brand is. Who has God made you to be? And then tell the world. And be proud of that. And that's what true beauty is. When we can show from the inside out who we are and be confident in that. And that's what I wrote in my notes, is that beauty is about confidence. Confidence of who you are, and you don't have to look like anybody else to be beautiful. You have to be you. So I hope that's an encouragement for you today. Thanks for watching me on Daily Revelations, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye, everybody.